Hi guys and girls, welcome back to my channel. I do hope you're doing well. We are back with a sit down with Shan, and I thought, you know what, it's getting into those months where we can tend to be a bit hard on ourselves, whether that be through career, ourselves, finances. We've got Christmas coming up, people thinking, oh, I want to get that, I need to get that, and not having the funds this year. And what we are looking at this month, my lovelies, is how to be kind to ourselves. What do? What do we say? How do we act when we want to be a little bit kinder, when we don't want to feel as if the world is on our shoulders and we can't do nothing about it? How do we unwind? How do we switch off? How do we just take a breather and think, you know what, it will all be okay? So I'm in my next little Hamish loungewear set. We have officially put the fire on last night, so for me it's autumn. Candles were lit, the fire was on, because I don't know about you, my lovelies, it is freaking cold of an evening. When we come out of the living room you feel the chill, and I'm like, it's gonna have to be putting the heating on soon. Heating weather is coming. And I had something from Octopus today saying to me about what I'm using, to what balance is on there, and I'm thinking, there's a good job there's a balance on there, because I tell you now, if it's going to start getting cold like this, that heating's going on in the morning while I'm getting ready for work. It'll be going on of an evening to heat up the bedrooms. Honestly, guys, it's getting freaking chilly. And the wind and the rain, has anyone else had anything like it? It's been, my poor little Fiat 500, I feel like I could tottle over and get blown away. You will see in the Live Lately vlog, I've been having some car troubles. Last week was very eventful, not really what I needed. But you know what? I think it's all coming up, and then I can just relax when I'm away. That is what I'm thinking. But my lovelies, let's not ribbit rabbit. Let's get in with all things being kind to ourselves. So as always, we like to get comfy on this channel, don't we? Yes, we do indeed. If you want to get involved in any of these videos, my lovelies, whether that be scandals, sit down, confessions, mukbang, moments with Mama G, I always ask the questions over on my Instagram, and I also ask them on my email. So you'll see down below, if you drop that an email, I'll add you to kind of like a mailing list. I mean, nothing is set up or diarised. I just blind copy everyone in when I do these polls, and you guys send it in. It all remains anonymous, and I am just the voice relaying all of your opinions, your thoughts, your sauciest confessions, and we have a little laugh and cry and hope along the way. So, kicking it off, my favourite time to feel like me is blasting my favourite 80s tunes whilst doing housework. I love that. I don't think there's anything better than doing housework and being in that element. You've got your music on, you may or may not have a glass of beverage, whether that be alcoholic or non-alcoholic. I tend to have like a little cocktail can as I'm doing my housework. I don't know why, I just feel like it not takes the edge off, but if I get a little bit, I just have a little sip of my porn star martini and I'm good to go. Or, now we're coming into the colder months, you know what I'm going to say. Mulled wine, mulled cider, maybe a Bailey's hot chocolate. Yes, cleaning, we make fun in this house, whether that be through music or a little aperitif. Yeah, it's never a dull moment. But yes, I love that. I know Mum used to blare music out when she done the housework. I have very fond memories of that. Normally would be like soft rock ballads. Foreigner, was it Whitehead or White Skin? I wanna know what love is. No, that's Foreigner. She had that as well. Thunder, she used to listen to. And then, of course, Queen that was like the rock artist band of my childhood, because Dada loved Queen. So nearly every night, definitely every Saturday and Sunday, we would have Queen blaring from the house. And as I've grown up, I could probably do a pub quiz and Queen would be up there with my music knowledge, because I'm a expert, shall we say. I'm really not. I know all the songs. If you said a song to me, I could be like, and do the tune away. Yeah. You see this, you say about music and housework, and I just go on such a tangent, and you're probably sitting there thinking, Shan, just shut up and get on with the next comment. I'm going to do that, okay? I'm going to do that. I like to have a nice pamper day to relax. Read my Kindle, and also cooking helps get my mind off things. I love that. I do think by being kind, for me, is cleansing like the mind and all of getting rid of all that bad energy, and also cooking good food. Good food, when they say, oh, good food is a way to a man's heart. No, unless I'm a man secretly. Well, debatable. I think good food is definitely like a good cleanser for the soul. So now we're getting into autumn. I am so freaking excited for like the autumnal baking and the fakeaways and just the weekly shops in general with the food and the Life Lately vlogs, because you'll see what we're getting up to in the week. I am talking stews, pies, casseroles, cobblers, soups, all the thick bread with the butter and the cheese and crackers. Oh my goodness, yes. Me and Dan actually had a cheese board the other night, which I think you'll see that in a vlog because I've done a little clip, because it was the first night we lit the candles. And we'd gone out and we saw this little cheese board. It was like French cheeses. We knew we had some crackers left and it was like, should we have a cheese and crackers night? Go on then, why not? So we had the candles lit, watching Vikings with our cheese and crackers from France. And you know what? It actually felt such a cozy evening. I don't know what it is about a candle glowing, but it definitely makes the evenings warmer, obviously, because it's heat. But it does give that cozy feeling, like under the blankets. And it was a really lovely evening. So for me, good food is like definitely a soul cleanser. And now I'm thinking, right, we're going to be doing pumpkin picking at the end of the month. Me and Mum are doing pumpkin picking very, very late this year, my lovelies. Normally we get away early September. That hasn't been able to happen this year. So how it will be is, I think we're going, I don't know if it's the actual last or the second from last Saturday of the month. So there will be, of course, a pumpkin picking vlog. As always, that is a tradition on the channel, but it may actually be like the week of Halloween that it actually goes up. And you know, once we have that, the plan is that Mum will be here for that weekend, so we are going to be cooking our pumpkin soup. I'm so excited. And I've even managed to get the pumpkin tins. Now, Shannon was a little bit hasty, and I went on Amazon and bought them before you guys told me that Waitrose do it. So now I'm kind of kicking myself because I think Waitrose will probably be a bit cheaper than what I paid online. So next time I go Waitrose, I will have a look. But I have got some pumpkin pie puree. Now, definitely a tangent here. Look at this, you're talking about food and I'm just like, la 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 la. With pumpkin puree, I've seen a recipe for pumpkin pie, obviously. I don't know how I'm going to get on with the baking the pastry, because I have not made pastry for donkeys. And I don't really want to buy a shop bought base because I feel like that's really cheating. It is cheating, ain't it? But I did see something for pumpkin like puree spice muffins. Has anyone made anything like that before? Please do let me know, because I've got 3 tins down there and I want to get them used. Is there any tips on how to use them? Do I have to add sugar to them? Like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I've only ever had pumpkin in savoury terms, never sweetness. So yes, help a girl out. But I completely agree with you. Reading, because it cleanses the mind and the soul. And food, of course, because it's good for your belly. Let's have a look. One of my lovelies says, it's very true. I know I'm my own worst critic. Family goes mad at me, and I also find it hard. Twice I have been told I should be proud of the way I brought my kids up. One, because son did the first dance with me. Someone said had never seen that before, and I should have said thank you. I just brushed it off. That is so cute that you done your first. It's like son and mummy dance then, because it's normally dad and daughter dance, a son and mum. That's so cute. I wouldn't know how to be kind to myself, and it's something I need to learn. I'm with you there, because I think we can be the worst critics, and I have a warped sense of, well, if I call myself every name under the sun, if someone else does, it's not really going to bother me, because I'm going to be like, water off a duck's, blah, 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 blah. Water off a duck's back, darling. I say it about myself, so you can call me anything you want. It's not gonna take effect. Kindness to others, now that's different. Big hugs when needed and an ear to sound off, and hopefully give sound advice. Giving someone flowers when they are down, also, that is great. As I say, hugs can go a long way. I can't lie, I'm a very selective hugger. I have this thing, I don't know what it is, but I can be an ear to listen to. Oh, sorry my lovelies, Danny's calling. He's in B&M and he's like, do you need anything? I'm like, no, I'm doing good. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I have a thing. So I can be an ear to listen to. I can listen to people's problems and I can give advice. But when it comes to terms with like hugs, I don't know what it is. I'm not really like affectionate. It's not, no, that's not the right way to say. I'm very selective with who I'm affectionate with. So obviously my family, yes. However, when, I don't know why, as Mum's getting older, whenever she like, if we're out and like I'm away to drive off, she'll always give me a hug now, give me a kiss on the cheek. And I'm kind of like, all right, Mum, bye. I don't know what it is. I just like freeze. And I'm very funny about like hugs and like I'll give someone like a they're there, like I'll rub their back or whatever, but an actual hug, I'm kind of, I get very awkward because sometimes people don't want to be hugged and people might be like, get off me. But I don't know what it is. I have a thing as well with holding hands. I don't know why. I feel like I'm the lady from Haunting of Hill House. Not that if I touch someone's hand I can see their future or past or whatever, but I feel that holding a hand is very like intimate in a way, like very affectionate. And if you ask Dan, it took months before I held his hand. And every time he would go, because he'd just be like, I'd be, oh. And he's like, what's the matter? And I'm like, I don't know. I've just got a thing about holding hands. And he was like, okay. And we tried to delve to the bottom of as to why. And I don't know why it is. I think I do feel a little bit like the lady from Haunting the Hill House. Because I feel like it's your connection. They always say like you can read your past and your future with your hands. And I feel like it's a very, almost like the portal to your soul. So like to hold that, I'm kind of like, whoa. And sometimes I'm like, I don't know. I find it very strange. Is anyone else like this or is it just me? And yeah, it took like a few months. And then when we was walking along one day and I just kind of like mingled my hand in his and he was like, you're holding my hand. I was like, yeah. That's kind of like when you know you're official, when you can hold my hand. Honestly, I don't even know what it is, guys, but I just, yeah, hand holding for me, I find like a big affectionate thing. So yeah, it's if you're a hugger, great. For me, I'd be there to rub your back and an ear. If you get a hug out of me, you're very, very lucky. But I always think like sometimes that person doesn't want to be hugged. So I don't want to then make it awkward and then it's just a crap situation, ain't it? Have found a way to stop the negative thoughts. It's going to sound so daft, but it's binge watching Tipping Point. I think it's because I have to really concentrate. I love that. Find something to take your focus off. Amazing. The other one is a word game called Zen. Same reason. I haven't heard of Zen, but I can tell you I'm like that with Solitaire. Oh my goodness, if I just need to like switch off and distract myself, Solitaire is my go-to. Or a crossword or a Sudoku or a word search on my phone. I like to anything with words basically. It keeps working. Heard something the other day. Someone said I have a trash can in my head. And that's what they do. They put trash in and it's gone. I'm going to give that a try next time. Love you loads. Lots of love too. Okay. So they have a trash can in their head. So where all the bad thoughts come up, they just chuck it in the trash can. I like that analogy. I like that analogy a lot. I go out and shop my way in my credit card. Can't afford it, but life's for living. You know what? And I completely support you. There are moments when we are irrational in life. And I think everyone has to have a little blip every now and again. And you know what? You do you. I'm not throwing any judgment on shopping on here because I know I'm a little bit of a shopping addict. I try to be really good and then I just go on like a splurge. But when I start my splurge, I don't quite know where the line is. That's my thing. And that's quite hard now when I have to pay for a house. When I would have my splurges at Mum's, it was fine. I would still do my rent and bills, but it was nothing to the amount that I'm paying at now. And I'm kind of like, oh, can you? That's why I have my 3-month rule now. And as I say, I'm starting to try and sell bits on Vinted. You guys, I've sold a few bits. And there are a few bits on there. But one thing I will say, what I've learned from the world of Vinted, oh my goodness, people want something for nothing. And you know when like, I look at some of the offers that are made on some of the bits that I have. And the majority of my stuff, guys, is brand new or unworn with tags. There are a few like used bits, which obviously are dramatically reduced. And some things that I get through, I'm like, you know what, I will give it to the charity shop and let them have the money. I had one the other day and I had 2 Ted Baker coats, brand new, still had all of the protective sleeves on, and I think on one of them, the red one, it was like a shortbread one. You can still buy these coats now, and they retail between $279 and $349, depending on the style and the colour and that. And I think I have mine up for like 100. And someone said, I'll give you 20 quid for it. And you know what? I was like, no, thank you. I just declined it straight off. So I was just like, you know what? I would rather that charity shop have £20, because I just think, no, you're like, there's taking the mick and then there's taking the mick. And I was just like, no. But I do on Vinted, if you guys follow me from the channel or my Instagram, when you make, so whatever the price is, if you offer that price and then send a message with Shannon 20, I give you 20% off of the price that it's marked at. So like on the coat, for example, if it's still on there for 100, you put Shan 20 or All Things Shan 20, just so that I know you've come from here on my Instagram, and I'll take 20% off for you. So yeah, or you could offer the price with the 20% already off with the little message, and I know where you've come from. But yeah, some people I'm just like, no, absolutely not. So I am in the process of going through all my stuff again and seeing what we've got, because obviously holiday packing is in motion. Actually, when is this going up? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure if we'll be away or back, or I'm like bulk filming at the minute, guys. But yeah, I'm going through my wardrobes as well at the moment with holiday bits, so there will probably be some more summer bits going up soon. But yeah, I just think, huh. But shopping, yeah, I'm never going to judge anyone for shopping because I absolutely love it. One of my lovely says, oh, I like this. I find a new restaurant in my area or within an hour's drive and take myself off for a new meal. I love that idea. I really, really do. We was at Norfolk the other weekend. We went for a vineyard tour. Shock. Shannon down on a vineyard tour again. And we found this gorgeous little farm shop, like literally in the middle of nowhere. I tell you now, they had the best sausage rolls. And as you're driving around and you see the country pubs, I'm like, I think I need to explore Norfolk a bit more. So I love that. I would be interested in the area that you found the best place for, because yeah, absolutely love that. And the last one, my lovely, says, hi Shannon, sweetheart, Dan the man and the wonderful Mama G. Like you, sweetheart, I am my own worst critic. I look in the mirror and I think, what a F-U-G-L-Y girl I am. Round belly, saggy face, etc, etc. If anyone compliments me, I think they're taking the mick. Now, you do not have that. I have seen you, I have spoken to you for several years, and you are none of that. So I will tell you to take those bad thoughts, as my other lovely says, and put it in the trash can and take it out to the rubbish. Yeah, I always praise other women. Why do we do this? We are our harshest critics on ourselves, but to the others, we're like the best hype girls and cheerleaders. I think that's just the way we're wired, isn't we? I think we're wired to be so harsh to ourselves, but so uplifting for other members of community. Our girls, our men, everyone. We're very uplifting. And I think when you have women who are not uplifting and women who all they do is slay and bring down and criticise, I think, that's a you problem, and that reflects you a hell of a lot more than it reflects the person that you're criticising. So I'm with you there, my lovelies. I'm of the opinion, if you've got nothing good to say to someone, then you say nothing. That's how I was brought up too. If you've not got nothing nice to say, keep your mouth shut, basically. Because no one knows what battles and everyone are fighting nowadays. And I think if you, to make yourself better, you have to bring someone else down, you need to go and look at yourself and see why you want to put that negativity on someone else to make you feel better. No. You are a beautiful, lovely, strong person and so proud of what you have achieved, lass. Oh, thank you so much. Lots of love too. And my lovelies, I do think we are our worst critic and we have to be kind to ourselves. And I think especially coming into, with it being autumn and winter now, dark mornings, dark evenings, it's cold. And I feel like Christmas coming up, there's a lot of expense within these next few months. And it can be very easy to beat ourselves down. And I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. We'll take a day at a time. It's the little things of the day that make it for me. It's the little things that cheer you up. So whether that be lighting a candle, putting the fire on, getting a little bit of cheese and crackers, having a big share bag, aka Shannon bag of snacks, because Shannon doesn't share her snacks, and devouring them all to yourself, watching your Netflix, your Disney, your YouTube, whatever that may be, and just taking that little bit of time for yourself, doing a bit of skincare, reading, music, housework, whatever chills your boat, whatever floats your boat and chills you along the way, that is what I would say to do. But my lovelies, thank you so much for sending them in and sitting here rabbiting away with us. If you have enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe down below. And leave us a comment, as I say, how do you be kind to yourself? And do you have any tips for anyone else? Me, I would say anything Hamish Highland Cow just brings me joy. Whether that be clothing, ornaments, you name it. Hamish, he's just... we're like that, me and Hamish. My lovelies, take care, stay safe as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.